boy, Queso Big Dipper.
I am back. What it do, baby?
And today, oh my God, Drizzy Drake has tried to sue my big brother, Scru Face Jean. And while what Drake is doing, and this is actually a tactic that big business uses all the time, is just like burying people who can't afford to fight them under litigation. And essentially, this is what Drake has been doing for almost an entire year. And this is an attack on freedom of speech, on hip-hop music, on a lot of just, fundamental rights we have in America, and I understand the severity and importance of this. The hip-hop fan in me says, this is probably the coolest shit that's ever happened to me. So I can't imagine how this nigga feels. Like, it's like, yo, can you imagine how this is? Just empathize for the Dipper right now for half a second. I have grown up in my life knowing nothing but hip-hop as bro, I thought hip-hop, like rap, was music, if that makes any sense. It wasn't until late, probably I was 3 or 4, but this is a memory at least I remember. Michael Jackson was the person who made me realize that there's genres of music, because at first I just thought he was a rapper. So if in wrestling they say mark, okay, I'm a complete hip-hop mark. Could you imagine, I told this to Screw, this feels like we were watching Dragon Ball Z and I blinked 2 times and I looked up and now we're just fighting Frieza. And it's like, what the fuck? How did we even get here? Drake is suing just... That nigga Screw cold, watch out. That's a cold ass nigga, what? But anyways, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to this reaction. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, that title, believe it or not, is 100% true.
Come on.
Now, Laubrey Graham.
Oh, God.
Champagne Cop. The snitch guy. Snitch.
Let me hear you say, oh, say, oh.
So, before we even get into that, right? Before I even get into that. Protect hip-hop culture. Remember how I've been talking about
That's a fact.
Remember when I told you this is more than a mission, merch, it's a mission statement?
That's a fact.
Original videos when I was talking about the repercussions of this lawsuit and how this is going to affect more than just rappers, just Kendrick Lamar.
That's a fact.
Imagine being
come on, Canada. He was just cooking. They said they thought I had it up. I did that, bro. Drake is suing.
Remember when I told you that this is also a thing that now everybody can be looked at? Well, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, Drake's people, according to this storagecourtlister.com, according to case 1.25CV00399.
Not the CV039. Niggas is on. Not the CV3. Oh, God. You gotta understand. Boy, I got more dope cases than I'm trying to tell you that I've had jobs. I know when the CV3999, I know how that Queso Big Dipper versus the state of, you hear me? I'd have heard them letters before, never from Drake. Usually it was 2.5 a hard and 1.5 a soft, a baggy, and some scales. That's what that nigga hit me with the CVCCC and 92. God, never from Drake. Just
JAD. Document 79-9.
Oh, God, y'all.
25, page 9 of 9.
Banana. They throw some shit in at there. Yeah.
79. I might have to drop an EP called Document 79. Stay tuned for that.
Document 79 dropping soon.
Drake. Well, let's go to Document 78 first.
Oh, we got to get 78 too.
Document 78, because we've been covering this.
And then Farmer Podcast.
All documents. Document request number 78 is all documents and communications related to any payments by Ramon Alvarez Smickel whether directly or indirectly, to NFR podcasts, to promote anti-Drake messages, and to populate positive comments regarding Kendrick Lamar in NFR's podcast comment section on any social media. This request includes, but not limited to, any investigation, report, complaints, analyses, or similar to the same. So, in document 79, they are asking for, apparently, what is this is alleging, or what they must think is there's somebody named Ramon S., and they wanted information to see if they were paid directly or indirectly, NFR podcast being they, to promote that's pretty specific, anti-Drake messages, and to populate positive comments regarding Kendrick Lamar. Now,
and I just tell you right now, I will tell you right now, as somebody who obviously knows this nigga, talks to this nigga every single day, I'm gonna just give you an insider. He's not. There's not. I know they're talking about this specifically is for the NFR podcast and shit. Shout out to them, but he's not. Nigga, you gotta understand. This nigga Screw is one of these niggas that he is a very principle-driven nigga. He is a very principle-driven nigga. To the point where even at times, there's things I have seen this nigga turn down actual hard cash so many times. And I go, and the inside joke amongst us is, well, at least I know you a real nigga, because nobody even knows you turned the money down in the first fucking place. And so on top of not getting the money, you'll never even get the credit for not getting the money, which is fine. That's not what it's about. But the joke you have is, yeah, at least I know. Like, you know, it's like, never be playing Ghost of Tsushima talking shit. That's what it really is. Motherfuckers is up. But this is almost, if you know this nigga, this is almost the most ridiculous thing you could ever hear. This is like if you heard Queso drink a gallon of mayonnaise. It's just some shit that would never happen.
Document request 79. All documents and communications relating to the person or persons using the X handle at
Mama!
and email Scru Face Jean at gmail.com.
And I thought it had, yeah. That's hard. He want to smile.
Me? The thing that I found a little confusing about this one was, it seemed with document 78, there was a lot more specifics than there was with 79.
Randy ain't had too much.
Look around here and say, I tried to tell you, and I'm gonna be honest, this is my second time recording this because I kind of might have been a little too mad and said some things.
Right.
See fitting.
Right.
So, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. First of all, believe it or not, I am honored. And to the highest regard. Oh, Drake, I used to be a huge fan.
Come on, tell me what's really going on. Come on.
People who didn't think the Heart Part 6 was as bad as everybody else. My own fans thought I was bugging. Here's another crazy part. Lately, there's been people being like, man, I feel like you kind of getting soft on Drake. I don't know if you...
This is brutal.
Oh, God, get that paper off. Canada. No, and that's the worst part. I also, you know, during the like Drake lawsuits, and even why I just felt it was still sort of important to react to this guy was just because I think you lost the battle. It's not about a fucking bias. Don't nobody care. I don't know you, nigga. I have no fucking personal feelings about no celebrity because I ain't gonna lie to you. You meet about one or two of those niggas, yo, that shit goes out the window. You go, okay, let me just not even try to know who you are as a person and just enjoy you as this thing as I'm seeing. So it's like, niggas ain't nobody give no fuck about no Drake. So why would I be like, I'm not gonna react to you because you lost the battle? No, plenty of people have lost battles. Then you start doing the litigation shit, and the one thing that always the Drake fans were sort of trying to use as bait was as like their point was, well, it's not that he's attacking people, he's attacking a big business because he's going at UMG, Lucien Grandership. And I'm like, no, it's literally going at not like us. They try to suppress Kendrick as a person. They're trying to suppress Kendrick from doing it at the Super Bowl like that. And it's getting to the point where you stand with all the MAGA niggas and all that shit. And that if that's where you stand, that's where you stand. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting to that point where it's feeling like Kanye shit. Where I can't, as a proud, respecting black man, really be listening to this like, bro, this shit just nasty to me now. Like, it's like, damn, Drizzy. Because the thing that shocks me about Drizzy is he came in the game as a meme. Drake came in the game as when niggas tell you, remember that meme when niggas tell you to sit in the back seat, but you called shotgun and got Drake licking over his shoulder and shit. It's like, and he still was making hits despite that. So I thought he was already the kid we make fun of. How could it get worse than this? And it has got from T.I. pissing on your head to all that. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse to the point where you put my brother in a lawsuit and it's like, God damn. Now I can't even. Now your mediocre, lackluster music really pisses me off. And this is just a side note. This has now happened to me a few times, and God is amazing, man. I was just a few years ago sitting in a cell facing 80 years in prison at 21 years old. Just a few years ago, facing an 80 piece. And now niggas I've grown up listening to, YouTubers I've grown up listening, like watching and shit. It's like, nigga, I got a real issue with cuz, that's so hard. Like, I have a legitimate reason to say fuck Drake. That's hard, bro.
I was just on,
and I appreciate it.
I was just talking with Green from Rap Latte. And I was talking about how I was getting sick of this stuff and I only wanted to cover the major stuff and it's all starting to feel like Stan Moore stuff.
Yeah.
Nope. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in.
Oh, God.
I told y'all, go back and watch my original videos about this. A lot of people thought I was paranoid. A lot of people thought I didn't know what I was saying. A lot of people think, you're overdoing it, bruh.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the video, but right now, this is the most important statement I think.
All fact, no fiction. All fact, no fiction.
I'm gonna have some new shirts coming soon. Don't worry.
Got to.
For everybody who wants to support me, who wants to support my page, support this movement.
Oh, God.
I'm bringing it back. For the next week, 7 days, I will send thank you videos. I don't care if it takes all day. I'm sending thank you videos to everybody who grabs a Protect Hip Hop.
I might have to get two. I might have to get two. You might as well get one for you, get one for your bitch too. Get 2 shirts. Tell them the Dipper. Use promo code the Dipper. You don't save no money. And this promo code don't really work, but it'll be hard. You go in there, use the promo code there, and it'll be like, why does everybody keep typing this in and getting a 0% discount? Promo code the Dipper.
It's more important ever than now. No, it's more important.
Get 2, 3 shirts.
Not because anything in this is BS, but because where do you stand in this? Because there's no longer you can just be some passive.
Exactly.
No.
And it's like I just was dealing with some shit because on my Patreon I react to like television shows because niggas know I'm like a TV nerd, right? And there are certain companies historically that are brutal about their abuses of the copyright system. And like, you remember back in the day, like Nintendo, I think it was Toonami, was someone tied to Dragon Ball Z was, because I remember when Team 4 Star's channel almost got taken down like 2, 3 times. Remember, there's certain companies that have historically been brutal, and Netflix is one of them. And the 2 shows I react to, even if I don't watch them directly on Netflix, are Peaky Blinders and Top Boy. And man, sometimes, like the other day, like a nigga had 3 strikes. Now, mind you, I know how YouTube works, and I know I can beat 3 strikes. I know that. I do a reaction, which is a fair use thing, right? So even if I get the strikes, there's a system in which I can fight these strikes off with. I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit stressed the nigga out, because I don't know whether it's just my anxiety or whether it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I got a criminal record and all this shit, and I got bills now. If I don't got this YouTube shit, boy, I'm definitely gonna have to start going and working on like the mill or some shit, which is fine. If I gotta go work on the mill, if that's what the universe wants from me, that's what I'm gonna go do, because I ain't gonna lose what I got. But definitely like, shit, these niggas better not, and they abuse the system. And there'll always be big dogs, and it's better you play with a nigga like Fizz. Fizz active. Oh my God, he has a voice. He gonna fight. And he got niggas like me, he got niggas like the company man, Curtis, all these niggas. There's a whole side of YouTube with large voices that are gonna ride if they feel like it's right what is going on, right? They're not just like, niggas ain't just riding senselessly, but if you, to defend somebody like that. But there's a lot of content creators who don't have that. And that's why you have to fight this. There's a lot of niggas who are just gonna get bullied. There's a lot of niggas who don't know how copyright works and that reactions are fair use. There's a lot of niggas that Netflix are gonna just bulldoze over, and they don't even know they can save their channel, and they will lose their channel because of strikes that aren't actually supposed to be strikes. As you can see, my channel's still here, right? And that's why you gotta fight. And that's why, you know, like Martin Luther King says, it's like an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. That's why you can't just allow niggas. That's why, and even in the position that I'm in where I know I'm good, I can't get complacent. I can't. And there's niggas who will abuse this. And there's niggas who will go against this and want to abuse this and abuse the goodwill of the people. But in all actuality, there is this. There is billion-dollar players trying to silence niggas in every position below them. In attempts to stop anybody of ever to, you want your reign unlimited. And at the end of the day, you sort of look at them and you go, I get it. You'd have to be a fool not to. If at a point where you're number one, you can't really even, your goal isn't even getting better. Well, mine would be, and a lot of yours might be. But there's another very logical other goal, which is just prevent somebody else from becoming number one. You don't even have to get better. You just have to make sure number two isn't as good as you. It's just what most people go for. And you gotta fight it. You gotta fight against it.
One quote that keeps finding its way back in my life that I've been using a lot lately is, sometimes when a child is shunned from a village, they come back to that village and burn it down just to feel its warmth. And
shout out to The Dark Knight.
Like.
Good ass movie.
Drake, nobody can be on top forever. You took a bad one, nasty, a prolifically nasty.
And now Kendrick is on top and shit, but your loss to Kendrick, if you didn't play it how you played it, didn't even need to go to this point. You could have still got back to one. Now you would have had to do much different things than you did, but it wasn't like what? Real niggas of hip hop, like, so what are we gonna say? Jay-Z isn't that great of a rapper. We're gonna say Nas isn't that great of a rapper. We're gonna say 50 Cent ain't that great of a rapper. We're gonna say Ice Cube ain't that great of a rapper. You're gonna say NWA isn't that great of a rapper. Are you gonna say Snoop Dogg ain't that great of a rapper? Because all these niggas have lost battles, or at least some people could say with the Jay-Z. That's why I said both Jay-Z and Nas, because some niggas say both things. But some niggas have lost battles and just like, come on, what? Well, Hove was bigger than he was after Ether, before Ether. That's a fact, no fiction.
But you gotta understand, there is no payment. There is no communication with UMG.
Come on.
That would make me feel any different about the way that I felt about this battle. You can keep trying to think that UMG is side ducking our enjoyment of this song into our heads, or like we don't really like this song, we were botted to think. You could keep thinking that it's bots and stuff like that, but it's like, bro, I really love that song.
And at what point, it's like, bro, everybody in the world is Big Tune, as the man that would say. It's like, bro, the whole world chug into the song. That's like to say, like, oh, what are we botting Luther? Why people just enjoy the music. Damn just went diamond, or was it 10 billion streams? Like, you know, every day they be posting a different kind of fucking stat. But anyways, it just had some crazy stat. Niggas just enjoy the music. The same way, I wouldn't say, what, Drake sold, how many million first week on views? How many million views of first week? Oh, it must have been bots. At the same time, you were in Apple's back pocket at the time, you and Chance, and we noticed what happened to Chance once Apple backed away from him. But you and Chance was really tied to Apple at the time. You was the face of it, and you were almost, but you was fucking hot as fish grease. Hotline Bling is one of them big children. But we wouldn't act like that shit wasn't a big song. We're not gonna act like Old Town Road by Lil Nas X wasn't a big song. Why are you trying to? That tells me that Drake probably lives either in complete isolation to the reality of the world, and he sort of just lives in like yes men bubble, or this nigga has been just. I ain't gonna say matter in this son, niggas. You probably have too many yes men. That's all. Okay.
Everything, but like I said, I'm flattered that you even thought of it. My brain is a lot of places, but I'm glad you even. I'm flattered you even know who I am, and I guess my voice has been such an important voice in this. You would think. He said, "Nah, he making too much. He gotta have."
You're not gonna believe what happened.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, one thing Scru is completely unaware to how big he is. That is the one thing I will tell you about that man. That and like a lot of niggas, you know, when niggas do like the fake humble shit, bro. This nigga I go with this nigga. We be chilling and shit. The man will get recognized like 4 or 5 times. Every single time, this nigga gonna be after. He's gonna be telling you like, bro, can you believe this nigga knew to the point where you not even shocked. No, like, nigga, this is the 7th nigga. I know we was at a dispensary. This nigga was over geeked that the nigga at the dispensary knew him, and it's like just like genuinely flattered, which it is some genuinely cool shit. But I'll be like, man, this nigga don't realize like he popping. Like, I feel like by the time niggas stopping you to get pictures and shit, you popping, bro. It's like, nigga, I'll be like, yeah, no, like, that's, yeah. I don't know. Or like, if somebody, I'll be like, yeah, nigga, you bigger than that nigga is. He's like, I know, but I be watching him. Which that's some real shit. It hit different when you be watching the nigga.
That's crazy, gang. And another thing, I'm a child of hip hop.
Facts.
I grew up, I know a lot of the hip hop stories.
Facts.
I know about when Death Row got into the fight at that golf. I know about all the stories. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this lawsuit, and the reason I've been covering and talking about it, is this is one of the most prolific and probably important lawsuits in the history of hip hop.
Facts.
I've been saying.
And not, I guess that is hip hop, but not just looking from the rapper's perspective. Because while Scru is a rapper, what you'll learn about hip hop is because hip hop is such a popular thing, and because rapping is a skill, it's a skill set that you can acquire, just like any skill set, any sport ability. You don't have to be a fan or a die-hard member of this culture in order to create or contribute to this culture. That's what we've learned, right? So that's why certain basketball players be terrible coaches. That's why if you've noticed, if you look at like YouTubers, the best basketball YouTubers, them niggas never play basketball. When it comes to breaking down, they didn't play basketball. Now when it comes to the behind the scenes and shit like that, basketball players are the best, but when it comes up, because that isn't the same thing. This is just research and studying and experiencing and living and through this. And so this isn't an attack on the side of him that is a rapper. The new generation of hip-hop media, if you want to call it, or just the people who are having the discourse of the culture are rappers, which then makes you a content creator because you're making this discourse or content on YouTube. So this goes at content creators also. When they get to a point, when you get to a point when you no longer can say a nigga's song is bad, it's gonna get very bad for the discourse of hip hop. It's gonna get, what we love about this culture is how explosive it can be, how real it can be, how if you put some trash out, there's a whole new angle of enjoyment of niggas shitting on it. Like that can be its whole new thing on itself. Look at like Soul Train by YB and Namir and all that shit. Like shitting on it can be the new thing. That's just how the culture is. The reason we ran away from like, at the time, main media interviews of hip hop, and the reason why people like Vlad TV, fuck that, and academics and fuck that, and all those niggas who were able to get all that much nastier content off is because all the old interviewers were in the back pockets of the niggas. You'd have like a Torre moment where he's getting that R. Kelly, but those were few and far between. And so when you saw Charlemagne the God, it was like a breath of fresh air. And then eventually he's not on niggas' ass like he used to be. Be careful. And as a content creator, just be careful because they do offer it. Be careful. Be careful. The crazy thing though is I have heard, I will never say that it's happened to me, but I've heard from very reputable sources that Drake was in fact offering, if not direct, some kind of thing to incentivize people to react positively to the reactions. Whether it be even to the biggest top tier reactors, Aiden Ross of the world himself, like literally him coming. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna be here. So, not saying payola don't exist, just saying it didn't exist here.
And now this moment in hip hop will set a lot of precedent.
Fat. I got cotton mouth like a hoe. I ain't never had cotton mouth like this.
Look at certain, people who might have had troubles with their labels and stuff like that, allegedly.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now I am forever a part of this moment. And I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
The village boy.
EDM cookie.
Fam, Crody. Are you...
Mando.
This, before I didn't know, but now I do, I am more convinced ever that if you are trying to go through my emails and my Twitter messages to try to find, I guess, some sort of communications with UMG about payola, like what are you even alleging? Like what are you even alleging through the documents? Because you're not even really insinuating I did anything. You're just trying to check, which is crazy. Drake, this is hip hop. I know, like, come on.
But in past hip hop, can you imagine where a situation where people can just go through our DMs? Oh my God! Well, for what? Because you lost about. Imagine two niggas is getting into it. You're watching, and you're telling somebody else, "Oh yeah, they got into a fight at the lunchroom," and you turn around and you're being subpoenaed to court because of it for an assault charge. You say, "What the fuck, nigga?" Like, wait, hold on.
You gotta understand. It's with me and you when it comes to whatever. This whole little character that people think that he just everything is hate Drake. Oh yeah, don't worry. It's like you wanted me. They've been wanting this. Don't worry, bro. Yeah, because just on some man shit, a person who would it put me in paperwork and insinuating what? A person who would put me in paperwork, it's up. It's about to be entertainment now. It's up and it's stuck. You know what I mean? You feel me? And I know what kind of person I'm not talking about any violent acts. I'm not talking about I'm just talking about when it comes to covering you, when it comes to the way I'm gonna look at you. Like anybody
I started smiling.
Yeah, well, now when you put somebody in paperwork, yeah, it's gonna.
Last call this Saturday.
This is insane. KBD family, I ain't gonna, just OVOs. That's what they is. Look, put free to man them. Shout out to Screw. Put free Screw in the comments. Hashtag free Screw. Hit that thumbs up button. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. We out there. 30 minutes? Oh, we was rapping in this one. We was rapping.